All right. And now that we're live, we tell all of Twitter and everywhere else that wants to know. Hoopla, 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 hoopla. All right. Copy that guy here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let me get this out to. Um, all right. Let's go ahead and. Okay, can I please? Thank you. All right. Post that. Post this in here. Then post this in here. Please lose the content creation one there. There it is. Then here. Sick. Okay. I think everybody now knows. Got that all settled in. So what's Twitter talking about right now? Oh man, what's this? Okay. So, hi everybody. How are we doing? Welcome on in. If you guys are checking out the VOD, you guys just watched me pretty much sit in silence for a little while I figured my life out and told everybody that I was live. But we are going to be chit chatting a little bit before we start into doing some Talishar nonsense. I did want to go ahead and I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I personally came across when I was in the Purple Discord. Now, I'm not going to obviously bring up the logs. I'll just tell you kind of what I saw and what the reactions were and move on from there. And then maybe we can get into some more TCGPlayer stuff, check out some market prices, and then move into some gameplay. So, what I wanted to talk about was in the Purple Discord in the commoner section, somebody had actually come across and if you're in the Purple Discord, you'll obviously know because you can check this log, but I'm not going to like out them here. But essentially, somebody had said that they let me go to find the actual quote here. Yeah, side note, after making and playing a nauseating amount of Commoner in the last couple of weeks, I am doubling down on my stance that Clash is the better format and should be adopted officially. And met with that was a lot of people who actually had some negative things to say towards it, which is fine, right? Because we don't expect everybody to love the format. But somebody had responded, I don't like Clash conceptually. It's clunky and unintuitive, demonstrated by all the little edge cases they have to patch around, and a format where you can run legendaries and CNCs in some decks fails as a budget format. I'd be fine with allowing rares in Commoner, maybe changing the name so it doesn't imply commons only, and leave it at that. This went on for a little while, right? Talking a lot about how I opened this because I want to take a drink, but I'm not going to drink right now. This went on for a little while. They talked a lot about kind of the concept between why certain heroes got special treatment as opposed to some others, why some cards that are more expensive are being played and allowed to be played, even though, we'd consider Clash a budget format. And the reason, I brought up, right, was mainly because the CC meta does actually take up a lot of our time, right? It really is, while we focus on like a common or ban list, the classic constructed meta and what goes on in there really fluctuates the card prices for things like the budget formats, no matter what. I mean, you take a look at something like Civic Steps, right? Civic Steps is probably the best Guardian foot piece you can put on next to Null Rune Boots if you're going against somebody who does Arcane. And the fact that that card does well in nearly every format, no matter what Guardian you are, that card, which is a rare, mind you, is worth like $25. And in most cases, you would go, okay, well, that's not budget, right? We're not sure where the level of budget is consistent. We know with Commoner, in most cases, most decks are right around $10, except for the decks that are running the Red Bittering Thorns that come in the Ira deck, the decks that are running the Mask that come in the Ira deck, the decks that are running Civic Steps, and the Sink Belows are getting to be like $1.50, $2 a card because they haven't seen a reprint since. Obviously, Sink Below is in WTR, and the Unlimited WTR was heavily printed, so it's not like it's, not like it's an absolute need and that we're running out of Sink Belows to give to people. But Fate for Scenes and things like that, those are going up in price. And I do feel that while there's still a level for budget, unfortunately, you're not going to get a $10 deck everywhere you go. More importantly, you're not going to see a lot of change with heroes no matter what you're kind of playing, right? So, hey, what's up, Nathan? How are you, man? We're talking a little bit about Purple Discord. I don't know if you've been in Purple Discord recently. In the commoner chat, they were actually talking about Clash last night, which was kind of interesting to see. But that's kind of what I'm talking about here. Some people had said that after they'd played a whole bunch, of Commoner, they decided that they believe Clash is the better format and that it should be adopted and taken over for Commoner. And somebody else had rebutted, and a lot of people are just they're not talking awful things about it. They're simply giving their criticisms towards the format and why certain heroes are getting certain treatments as opposed to others, and how having something like CNCs and Shiana and all these other legendaries being viable or being playable, I should say. Or from Purple Discord, it's the Flesh and Blood TCG Discord. That's what they call it, as the Purple Discord. It's the one with Viscerai face one. They call it the Purple Discord because that's Viscerai's the purple guy, right? So, but if you go down to the commoner section, you'll see my response to all this. So, again, it was a long list of people saying, oh, these things could prevail, these things could not. And some people are like, Commoner just isn't doing it for me. Clash is a little bit better. And so I'd responded kind of just to sum up everything that had happened, right, which is great. I'd said, hey, Clash committee member here, glad to see all the discussion on Clash, and I'm always happy to see people speaking up about the format. As we are now, the committee is in the process of taking in ideas and thoughts to make the format better for everyone. While we all started as commoner players, Clash is just exactly what was described above, a halfway point between commoner and blitz. And what we are trying to do now is determine a meta, or at least a power level, and work ourselves out from there. We are always open to suggestions, and in my own opinion, don't plan to take over commoner because we would like it to be a fan-made format for the foreseeable future. Being fan-run, we can make changes on the fly and determine whether or not the format is fair for everybody involved. I've seen a lot of people say that they like Clash simply because they can play their pet decks and or at least a better variant of their favorite hero or class in the format compared to Commoner. For instance, like Runeblade, right? Runeblade suffers pretty heavily in Commoner. Although you can play Rosetta Thorn and Chain in Commoner, you don't get to do like Chain's like the only Runeblade in which you're like, yeah, okay, I can make that work. But every other Runeblade suffers pretty heavily, and that's because they don't care about rune chance. Or they care about rune chance and do that there. Yeah. I think I can do that. Let me see. I cannot invite you. It should just be the... Gosh. I wouldn't know. I think you're in it. So I think I've seen you post in this before. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, hello, monkey. How are ya? Oh, wait a minute. Monkey Belief, that's Smurf. How you doing? Long time no see. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We hanging out. We vibing. We vibing. You know, we're talking about card games. Card games? My goodness. It's a day. It's a day today. It's a day today. Can't do that. What's up, Yama? How are you, man? Welcome on in. Congrats again on the RTN wins, my guy. You did pretty good. Yes. Yes, the normal Discord eviscerize the icon. That's the one. Yeah, that's the normal Discord. Yep. They call it the purple Discord just because, right? But yeah, Smurf, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully things are going well for you. You still playing Apex? Still doing Apex things? It's funny, my girlfriend and my roommate, we all recently just started doing Call of Duty pretty heavily. And so we we got into Modern Warfare 2, and I think we've made it like a nightly ritual almost every night to play like several games of Call of Duty and just get completely upset at children on the internet. So well, thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's in the Commoner channel, all the way down under strategy and deck building, where it's got all the classes and stuff. Way at the bottom, there's a Commoner one too. So got top 4, ended up 9th last Sunday. The 4-2 last Sunday made me more elo than going top 4. I don't understand. See, it's weird. I'm looking at the elo thing, and I don't understand how people are losing elo so heavily compared to like gaining that kind of elo, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not sure what that is. Still addicted to Apex? Good. Well, there you go. Hey, we all have our fun things, right? We've been trying to figure out how the heck we wanted to get into Helldivers. That game seemed pretty cool. Bless you. Yeah. So, where was I though? Right. I was talking about how we weren't planning. Clash was not planning to take over Commoner. That was not our concept. We wanted to be a fan-made format to make changes on the fly, determine whether or not the format is fair for everyone involved. And of course, at the price point, we do want the format to be budget-friendly, but we also know that the CC meta drives prices up and down quite frequently. Not to mention that the expensive heroes like Shiana and Emperor don't really shine in the format. So unless they're in the top tables during our Clash Bash, they probably just won't see much play unless somebody really likes them. Specializations are also a really great power bump compared to Commoner, because it does give the hero their own identity, which helps players learn the game a bit better in regards to what the hero wants to do as their game plan. As said previously, we love seeing feedback, and if anybody wants a link to the Clash Discord, I'd be more than happy to provide it. Feel free to DM me. I'll shoot you the link. We want a fun, casual format that everyone can enjoy, and I know with the help of the community, we can make that happen. So that was my whole little response going through the commoner section. So it's based on your opponent standing in magical. Yeah, no kidding, right? Good old magic nonsense. And yeah, I thought about getting into Hell. I just can't fathom spending $40 on a game right now when we play Call of Duty so much. I'd much rather just fly by and play COD and go through the motions. But it's fun regardless. I'd like to play Helldivers one day, but it'll probably be dead by the time I actually get around to buying it. So who knows? But that's kind of what's happening over in the Clash world. I'd come across the discussion based around Clash, and I think we tend to see this a lot in regards to players who play Commoner, is they really do just, they kind of get on through here and they go, all right, I want something a little bit more than just commons. And that's when they move into something like Clash. And again, brought up with the concept of that person's rebuttal was that we're seeing a lot of people give us some examples in regards to the fact that they would rather the format just be commoner, but with just rares. And while I can see the success in that, right? We haven't personally done any kind of testing into anything, and the people who play Clash don't seem to think that the specializations are bad, or that the majestic weapons are bad, or anything of the sort. But I feel like there's not a huge power leap from going from not having a specialization to having a specialization. The only time that's the case is when there is like an insane power in just like one specialization. For instance, you take a look at something like Viserai's specialization, which he has several, but taking a look at Arknight Shard, most people who are playing Viserai are not playing Arknight Shard. They're not even playing it in Blitz. And it's not a staple into the deck to play Arknight Shard. Nor do we even see, like, I think we also just don't see enough. There's not enough gameplay up yet, right? I know Nathan and I and the rest of the crew are kind of working on getting some regular gameplay set up for it. But for the most part, you're just not, like, there's just not enough people being shown the general power level of Clash, as opposed to people just going, well, the specializations are obviously OP, so like you can't play those. And we do see the price of the deck rise, but normally not above like $100. And I feel like that's still pretty budget. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a $10 commoner deck, but under $100 is pretty budget in most cases. You just gotta, you gotta find deals on your cards, right? Like when a new hero comes out and that new hero has a specialization that's really good for them and they're topping tables in CC, you're gonna see that specialization go up in price. That's just the market. But eventually that hero is not going to be in CC. The price of that specialization is going to go down and move on from there. So I was thinking having some Majestics does make it where you spend a little bit of money to make your deck as opposed to grabbing leftovers from your deck. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get to utilize a lot more of the cards that you might not, right? I mean, we're not adding in Majestic equipment outside of weapons. And I think that's mainly just because a lot of the weapons also give a very good identity to the hero. For instance, you take a look at Lexi, right? Lexi playing Shiver is fine, right? But Lexi playing Voltaire is what she's meant to do, right? Who else? Trying to think of another explanation in regards to the weapons. I mean, what we did with Briar, right? Having Briar specifically be having Briar specifically have Rosetta Thorn as opposed to every Runeblade having access to Rosetta Thorn, we feel like was a pretty good move considering the fact that it is just incredibly powerful and it made people in Classic Constructed feel bad. And we're kind of trying to make people not feel bad, I guess. You say not fine? Yeah, no, it is fine. I think it's kind of the whole concept. You want to really build the identity of the hero in this format, and there's no real like direct way to do that, because in some cases you have things like, Bolton, right? Let's take a look at Bolton. Bolton does not have access to Spirit of Irina. And because Bolton doesn't have access to Spirit of Irina, he can't play, the Lumina Ascensions as instance and do some crazy swords things. But on top of not being able to do crazy sword things, you also can't play, Beacon of Victory? Beacon of Victory is not a card that you can play in Bolton. And so we're trying to like steer away from it being, this is just Blitz, but with like a couple cards taken out. And we want it to be kind of its own special thing. Adding in Majestics is not doubling over the power level, right? I mean, you take a look at some of the Majestics that are out there on the market right now, and they're dirt cheap. I mean, take a look at Betsy. Take a look at, even Kasai. Raise an Army is like very inexpensive right now. I think the only heroes that we see pretty significant bumps on their specializations are like Bravo and even Victor's specialization outside of his shield. The Golden Sun is only like $7, and most of the time it's just there's a hype and then there's the decline, and in that decline people can buy cards, but like, I understand not wanting to wait. So it's an interesting dynamic, right? And obviously, as said in that Discord, there's a lot of stuff that we do plan to work on. The thing is that our drawing board right now is very, very, very blank. We have not, sat down in the tank and thought about, Prism's standing compared to Prism Advent of Thrones. We have not thought about whether or not Vincent needs to get a nerf compared to Chain, and whether or not we should just unban Duskblade altogether. Like, we haven't gotten deep down to the tank for that. We've found cards that have felt bad in LSS's eyes, as well as following the commoner format, and that is what we are following. So anything that LSS was just like, yeah, it's probably a little too overpowered, like Drone of Brutality, right? Drone of Brutality, and Duskblade, right? Apparently, if LSS was just like, this is way too insane, we definitely shouldn't have this on our format, then so be it, right? But as a fan-made format, we can do whatever we want with it, right? And we're not flipping the format on its head. Yeah, right. You could have, but you didn't. And honestly, I don't think you needed to. I think there's plenty of like Runeblade weaponry that isn't Duskblade. And most of the times, like, the only reason I feel like Duskblade does incredibly well is it's going to do way better in Classic Constructed, or in Living Legend, I should say, than in Classic Constructed. But I don't think it's like the best weapon I've ever seen. I still think Rosetta Thorn is a better weapon. I still think I'd rather play Rosetta Thorn than Duskblade. But I haven't played with Duskblade, so I don't honestly know. All I do know is that the format is continuing to grow. And that's our whole philosophy, right? We're not going to find a point in which the meta is so incredibly good that you're able to, you know, you're able to walk in with anything and make it to top tables, right? I think there's enough diversity in the hero choices that still not every hero is going to be viable, but you still have access to play them, right? I think some of the people in the commoner Discord, or not the commoner Discord, in the purple Discord, we're talking about kind of how like merchant like is never going to be playable ever, right? So like why even bother making a format that allows merchant to be a playable hero if it doesn't matter? And then they were like, well, why don't we also non-viable, right? Because obviously you can play them. That's right. Yeah, they're budget heroes. I mean, that's the whole thing. You're expected. A lot of people aren't going to look at Squizzy and Floof and go, this is my hero, right? They're supposed to be for funsies, right? That's the whole purpose behind them. We're also not running events where it's like a 5K for Clash, because at that point it's going to be like completely different. Nobody's going to be running Squizzy and Floof because it's not meant for that, you know? But it's a budget format in which people can just bring fun stuff and like surprise their opponents with a bingo, you know, circus themed Cavadine deck or something. I don't know. The options are endless, right? And I feel like that's good. I feel like having those kind of options are endless. Having them be endless is good. But I do think that overall, we can't just like cherry pick too much. I feel like we did a decent amount of cherry picking with just Rosetta alone. But we also have Prism Advent of Thrones getting her Angels as specializations. And the reason for that is because why would you even play Advent of Thrones if you couldn't play the Angels? Like, there's no point to that. And same goes for Emperor, right? I don't know too many people playing Emperor in Clash. And I certainly wouldn't suggest it because he's not very good if you don't have like Stormstriders, any of the really powerful arcane damage spells. He's just a really, really weird warrior. But I think overall, you know, having CNC, Command and Conquer, as his specialization makes sense because it's in the hero text. You know, Valda doesn't get a random specialization like being able to play what the heck is the name of that chess piece? Earthlore Bounty. Like, obviously, we're not just going to be like, well, she needs something. Let's give her Earthlore Bounty so she can play a majestic chess piece. Because why not? Like, Valda was nearly never viable. Or not viable. She wasn't, like, top tables or anything. So she doesn't have a specialization. She was a one-off character that we might see later on down the line. But we don't want to make our rule set too complicated. And I understand that in order to reduce complications of understanding, we could very well just remove the majestic entirely, right? If we remove majestics and we just keep rares, then, you know, it does remove that whole concept of like, yeah, I need to know whether or not I can play this hero, what parts of them I can play and what parts I can't, yada, yada, so on and so forth. But I feel like we haven't gotten to the point where people are deep diving into that. And there's also still, like, I thought about it, there's not enough content for Clash out there right now, which obviously, like I said, Nathan and I are looking to fix. But in due time, more and more people will be talking about Clash. More people will be checking stuff out. I just recently became a Patreon for Fabrary, and I actually have my Commoner and Clash deck tech for Kasai on the front page of Fabrary. So that's going to bring some eyes. It's certainly brought some eyes to the video, I'll tell you what. But it's just about consistency. That's what it is. If people can constantly keep talking about it, if we don't even need to bring it up in the commoner format Discord, then we don't need to do much. People know about it. People are playing Clash, and that's what we like to see. We'd like to see people playing Clash, whether it be because they just want to play their favorite hero, or they want to play their favorite class at a more like average power level. I feel like that kind of hits home. So yes, that is how you get on the front page, is you're a patron. I know sometimes they take other people's videos and do it, but they just recently made it a feature to where if you are a Patreon, or if you're a patron to their website, then you have the opportunity to slot yourself in to an opening to premiere your video on the front page. So, excuse me, gosh. So that's how I plan to bring about all of my Clash and Commoner stuff, right? I want to keep talking about the format itself and the cool things that it can bring. But I also still talk about Commoner, and I talk about other budget things too. So I don't know. Some people just have gripes, right? You know, we can't please everybody. That's just how that works. We can't please everybody. Some people just are not going to like Clash. And if they don't like Clash, that's fine. But we want to make sure that the people who do like Clash enjoy the format. And that's our purpose, is that we want to solidify a stable environment. That means that we can actually, make sure the format isn't lopsided, make sure that the rules are understandable, make sure that people are having a fun time and playing constantly. Like, that's what we want. So that's what we're going to do. And it's the whole thing. But yeah, so that happened on the Purple Discord. That was fun. That was fun chit-chatting about that, checking that out. I'm very excited to see kind of what people's reactions to. People gave me a nice little reaction, so I think it's really, really nice that people are not flaming other people for playing Clash. People just don't seem to love it immediately, which is fine. Like I said, there's not a lot of content available for it right now, and there is, it's in its very early stages, even though we're 12 sets in. Or, well, I mean, technically it started in Uprising. So what? Uprising, Dynasty, not Outsiders. Outsiders? Yeah, Outsiders. Dusk Till Dawn, Bright Lights, Heavy Hitters. 6 sets in, right? You're supposed to, oh, sick, okay. Read this out. Yeah. Yep. Pretty much reiterating a lot of what I say, right? Like, we want to do this community right, and we want to make it a nice community run thing. Now, obviously, if for some reason LSS contacts us and it's just like, hey, are you guys like down to do to make it at least an official format that LGSs can run as armories? I'd be like, yeah, sure, as long as we can make all the changes to the format, and we'd still, we'd make them as regularly scheduled changes instead of, waking up one morning and being like, oh, can't play Briar anymore. Sorry. Yeah. Well, good to know. Good to know I was able to do the format right, because that's kind of what it's about. So, what I wanted to talk about today, also, I don't know if you guys saw the short that I posted earlier this morning, but I made a short talking about. I believe it brought up in conversation not too long ago, on a couple of streams ago, talking about the Playday Rainbow Foil Heavy Hitter helmet promos. So, yeah, you liked it? Okay, good, good. I mean, if they wanted to take Clash, they would talk to Ethan. Well, I mean, they might talk to Ethan. I mean, Ethan, Ethan, they might talk to us. It's not like they couldn't reach out to us. I'm pretty sure they have eyes everywhere, and I post on Twitter about it often enough. You post about it on Twitter often enough. I think they'd be able to see it. So, for those of you who don't know, the Rainbow Foil helmets. Let's see. Like for instance, this one here, Monstrous Veil. Monstrous Veil, these promos that had come out for the Playday events. Super awesome to see that there's nothing on the market for them, right? So cool, for me at least, because let's see here. LGS 232 4 5 6 7 1. Okay. So Knucklehead also was on here too. So Knucklehead, and then we have all the other ones too. They're all. I mean, I can bring them all up theoretically. So let me. Let's see here. So Monstrous Veil, Golden Glare, LGS 234, LGS 235, and then LGS 236. Prize Galea. So, who bought it for $5? That was a steal. It was me. It was me. I bought it for $5. I bought it for $5. It was me. I'm really hoping that it actually is a rainbow foil version of the card, because the second I saw that thing posted for $5, I'm like, get it in my cart. Get it in here. So I bought this thing for $5. Knucklehead I just purchased for $5. I already have the Good Time Chapeau, and I already have the Hood of Red Sand. So that was really nice that I already have these. Again, they don't have prices because there isn't anybody selling them, which is insane. Obviously, the big reason these cards aren't being sold is not because that they're granted they're hard to find. They're going to be hard to find in the future, but the reason they're not being sold is because LGSs were supposed to give these out to players for Playday events. From what I know, most LGSs didn't actually get around to doing any kind of Playday event. And that's because I believe Murders at Karlov Manor was actually being the pre-release for that set. Was it Murders? It had to have been Murders. Anyway, the pre-release for that set was coming out, and that took precedence over like everything else. And so they didn't even bother setting up a Playday event, which means that a lot of these LGSs are sitting on these promos right now and are either giving them away at armories or, raffling them off however they need be. But they were not being given away initially. And I wouldn't be surprised if some LGSs just forget about these cards, because it's 6 cards. Each LGS only got 1 copy of every helmet. So they only got 6 promos, and those promos are probably sitting in a little shelf somewhere, waiting the 3-month gap for them to be able to sell them, and then just sell them on the market. I mean, It sounds right. But the fact that I was able to pick up this Knucklehead for $5, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. This Knucklehead, and if all the other ones start going for that price, I'd be very surprised. I do actually want to check, because every now and again I will check, what is that, Card Market? Card Market. Whoops, not Slime Against Humanity. Card Market for Flesh and Blood. Let's see. LGS 232. Nope, nothing over there. Okay. Monstrous Veil. Monstrous Veil Rainbow Foil. There is nothing for this. What? There's no way, right? Is that €1? Is that correct? Are we seeing this in the same route? This rainbow foil Monstrous Veil? Because, like, I'll pay shipping for that. I think I won't. What about Golden Glare? This is apparently just what people are selling them for. I might have to log into Card Market. I might have to log into Card Market and buy some. I'm gonna pay like an ass load in shipping, but like I'd only need Golden Glare, Prize Galea, and Monstrous Veil. Those 3 is all I would need. So Prize Galea. It's crazy that there's so... Yeah, there's nothing here for Prize Galea. Hood of Red Sand. Nothing for the Hood of Red Sands either. But I do want to see what the cold foil is going for on here. No way. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Do I have an account? I don't. Calm down. Oh. Yama, does Card Market not... Do they not ship to the US? Oh, no. Oh, well, I guess that's why I don't have an account for this, huh? Oofta. Well, all right. Well, never mind then. Anyway, anybody who's looking to score me some some LGS promos, but these helmets are not as shown, right? The helmets, they're not up on TCGPlayer. And I don't expect them to be on TCGPlayer for quite some time. I was very happy that I was able to find that Knucklehead when it was up there. Like the second I saw it, I was like, "There's no way. I gotta buy this." But I think a lot of people just underestimate it because it's a rare helmet that most people aren't running. So I get it. Something else I want to look up. I wonder if they have this up yet. No. This is the cold foil hood of red sand. Hood of red sand's up $24. $24 for a cold foil hood of red sand. It's not bad. That means like you can assume Good Time Chapeau is probably around the same price. So if you do, that's got like $50 in promos from there. That's pretty good. I wonder what that what does a promo starting stake go for? Yeah, $1. $1. You know when I did actually might token son of a gun might in Flesh and Blood. I want the token. They don't have the foil tokens listed anywhere? It's kind of interesting. I figured they would have. Let me see. What is the collector center say? Okay, collector center says still need a wall of meat and muscle, I think, for this. Oh, I need my other 2 weapons too. Forgot, I should look into that. Yeah, here they are. LGS 229. LGS 229. There that is. $4 for a moderately play. Wow, whoa, $8 for these. What in the fuck? God. I have 2 copies of these. We should sell one. That's sick. Okay. How much is that crack bubble? 98 cents. All right, let's go. Crack bubble's 98 cents. We like to see. God, this is going to be so good. Rainbow Foil Civic Steps. You think people will start playing UPF more knowing that they can get Rainbow Foil Civic Steps in there? Or do you think they're just going to wait for their LGS to sell it? Ooh, oh my god, excuse me. Also, apparently, from what I had just seen, apparently Edge of Autumn is being bought out from the welcome deck. Ira? Is this the cold foil? No, there's not a cold. No. First ed, normal Edge of Autumn is going for $100. That's kind of insane. That's a huge jump. Huge jump considering it was this just got bought out like significantly. Why did this one sell for $100, but this one sold for 4? What? This data does not seem to make any sense to me. It's like every now and again, one of them sells for 100, and then the other ones don't. That's weird. Anyway, that's too sketch for me to care about. What other things do we have? What other things can we check out? I want to just get some more of these things here. I also wanted to make. I think it's time I make my heavy hitters master set list thing because I want to do that. And I think I need to start. I need to buy sleeves for this though. Not, I mean, they are sleeved, but like I need to buy like outers because currently they're just in inners. And then I got to finish out the foiling for these two. I think I might just need. I don't know. I kind of want to play Kasai. She's fun. I like how she plays, but I don't have all that warrior nonsense, so I don't want to play Kasai. Let's see. I forgot I got a foil talk a big game. Card's not good, right? Could you imagine? When would you ever even play talk a big game? Like, the card is just so useless. I got to get a lot of these in foil. I got to seduce secrets in a standing order too. So almost, almost kind of done with the master set for heavy hitters. I know obviously the freaking marbles are going to cost me an arm and a leg. I also have most of, luckily, very, very thankful. I have most of my decks for Clash. Currently, I think I am building. I'm building a draw my list for Clash, hoping to play that, and then I'm also going to actually be building my KO list for Clash as well. That'll be fun. So KO and Dromai. I think I might build. I might build a Bravo. Boone or KO. He's so fun though. He's such a fun hero to play. So yeah, KO Dromai. I might play Bravo or Oldhim. I haven't really played Oldhim though, so like I wouldn't know how to like play him. I'm also torn because I kind of want to make a Benji deck, but I know that Ira's the better hero. I guess like I'm not trying to win, which is weird. Like I'm just kind of trying to figure out decks to play so that way we can play this stuff through. So I think it is a fine concept. I'm reading the Discord right now. I realize that people are chit chatting with you. on Talus Sharp. We were watching data from Clash Bash. Okay. Kind of reading over just this stuff that this guy's talking about. Hmm. Yeah, bringing up that concept of discreet necessarily. I mean, I feel like that's exactly what we're doing with this Clash Bash, though, right? I feel like we've implemented. I feel like we've implemented what we've wanted to implement now, and we are willing. We are obviously open to change in the future if we see enough people genuinely excited to do it. But in most cases, you're probably not seeing a lot of people play things like Emperor. So like CNC is only a thing for Emperor. And if it's only a thing for Emperor, why does it matter? Right? And Rosetta Thorn being a problem for most people, I think generally most people would be okay with that change. I feel like we didn't make it because two people complained that Rosetta Thorn was too busted and didn't need to be in Chain or Vincent or Viserai or anything of the sort. I feel like there's a widely known feels bad of people who went, yeah, I believe that Rosetta Thorn actually should have just been an elemental runeblade weapon instead of a runeblade weapon, and just kind of moved on from there, right? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think overall we are doing exactly what that is, right? With suspect testing, we're going through this Clash Bash. We are seeing what's happening at top tables, what people are testing, and so on and so forth, and that is going to determine what we need to do if we need to do anything, right? But from the sounds of it, it sounds like a lot of people are enjoying the format, and we just need to get more eyes on it, and more people need to, um, I almost feel like we should just do a game on Talishar where, I play Emperor into your Vincent and see what happens, right? Or I play Shiana into Icelander and see whether or not it's like an insane thing, right? Or what the power level would be if we gave Chain Rosetta Thorn as opposed to keeping Rosetta Thorn with just Briar. So, like, obviously we can play around with the concepts because it's a fan made format that we can change. But I do believe that, like, when they were talking about they don't want a fan run format, they want a fan driven format, and I'm like, that's what we're doing, right? The reason why we have a committee, like, I think if there's one thing on the committee that I would like to, like, at least make sure is that everybody is on the same page when it comes to making decisions for the format, because we don't want those people who are just like, oh yeah, I'm a committee member, like, oh cool, now I'm a committee member, I can make changes. And they'll just go about going, okay, well, I think we should make sure that Viserai starts off the game with 5 rune chance to start all the time forever. Like, no. What? Like, that's not how that works. But like, I don't know. And it's such a wild thing to me because I think a lot of people, they know how to play a hero one way, especially when they were playing them through Commoner or they're playing them through Blitz or CC. They know how to play the hero that way, and they don't know how to change things to where it's, more feasible. I would like to build a chain deck still. I haven't gone around to doing it yet, but I feel like Chain can still do everything he needs to without Rosetta Thorn. I don't feel like Rosetta Thorn made Chain. I feel like Chain was already incredibly powerful, and then Rosetta Thorn came along and went, "Whoa, get it out and get this guy out of here." But so I don't know. I feel that there's always going to be people who think it's not for them, and it's because they can't play the hero they want. But the same goes for Commoner. I mean, I can't. You cannot play Viserai or Vincent in Commoner. It's very rough, and like, yeah, you can change some stuff to where you can play things like Flock of Fellow-Walkers and all this other stuff, but it's not like playing Viserai or playing Vincent or anything of the sort. So that is how it be. Twiddler, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Exactly. Right? Like, I feel like you can play these heroes pretty dang well into what they want to do in Clash, and otherwise it's like, okay, cool. Blitz, like, you could play Blitz, but at that point you're gonna need to get legendaries, and that's completely different. So, oh dude, I'm happy to see you here, man. How have things been over at the Twiddler Nation? You excited for all these new sets? I'm sure a lot of people are excited for Modern Horizons 3. But yeah, it's just one of those things, right? Like, I think a lot of people just don't. Mm-hmm. I love how that's it. They like answered their own question. I can't believe the Rune Blades really ran rampant with it. That's why it warrants taking away a huge portion of their power. Vintage pack pull game this weekend. So, oh, nice. There you go. Still debating on buying any more Fab. How's the market stuff like? Market's doing pretty good. Heavy Hitters was a really, really nice set. Again, I'm not sure on like print runs or anything of the sort or what have you, because that's not going to be probably revealed to us for like a couple of years, I'd imagine. But Heavy Hitters did really, really well. It's selling out in most places. Um, you have the addition of Marvel Heroes. Marvel Heroes are certainly something that a lot of people were really, really excited about. Oh, I did not see that you opened up your website. Oh shit. Okay, I'll just check it out. Yeah, well, if you do want to put Fab on there, I mean, like I said, the singles market for Fab is usually pretty good. So if you have the opportunity to pack and ship a whole bunch of orders, like, the singles market is really good for Flesh and Blood. So I do suggest. Oh, it's all sealed. Ah, I see. I see. Well, I would say if you're doing sealed, I wouldn't worry too much about putting sealed on your website. Um, unless you're able to get it at wholesale prices and you're selling flesh and blood. Most cases, the things with Fab is that you can be a retail seller for flesh and blood without having a brick and mortar, but in most cases they want you to have a brick and mortar. They really like emphasize on the play space and like having people in a store. So, but singles, you're able to be a single seller nearly anywhere and get like wholesale pricing from LSS if you really if you're like pretty determined to do it. Obviously, you're very much so more into Magic, so I don't expect that to be a huge case. But what singles you do have, you could sell because singles are. I mean, the game is still continuing to grow pretty rapidly, and so because it's continuing to grow, we're seeing more and more cards move incredibly quick on the market. Outside of just like collectible things, you're seeing a lot of just the staple cards flying off the shelves. You're seeing a lot of people list their own stuff because maybe they're switching TCGs or they're going to something else. So I think it's fine. I like it. So hmm. And just so many issues with singles and fraud that I think I'm going to get in single slabs corner mark. There you go. I mean, hey, it's an option if you're looking to start slabbing some stuff. Because I mean, it is I mean, that is a risky run with singles, especially when you're doing stuff like just generally online. Like for instance, I just recently bought a promo that's a rainbow foil version of a card that does not come in the main set, and it was for $5 for this promo, and it was from a reputable seller on TCGPlayer that it was a $5 card, or they sold it for $5, and I bought it immediately. Now, if I get the card and the card is not rainbow foil, I'm going to be sad, but at that point, I can just ask for a refund. But slabs, I mean, if you're looking to start doing like a big collector route, I would say, yeah. I mean, gather up a whole bunch of stuff, send it into PCG or PSA, whichever one you want to use, and get them slabbed. And then that way you can just have them up there as like a collector center to be like, this is what they're going to go for. You can sell them for this price, and it's a nice little like trophy thing. So we are talking about Clash playtime, as per usual. Well, I mean, we were talking about the market a second ago too. We're chit chatting with some people on the Purple Discord about Clash too. So I hear the Fab market is going up because of Commoner and Clash. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I feel like Commoner and Clash are certainly a great way to get a lot of things into the market. I feel like people are able to sell a lot of their bulk because of this. So Well, thanks, Twiddler. Well, you have a fantastic day. Hopefully, I can catch you. I won't be able to catch you tomorrow. Maybe I'll be able to catch you Tuesday on your Tuesday stream. But regardless, have a great, great stream. Much success to you, my brother. And I'll chit chat with you later. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if the fab market is going up because of Commoner and Clash. I'd imagine it's going up because, especially not Clash. I don't, I don't know. Oh, okay. I'll pop in Saturday if I'm home. I'll pop in Saturday. But yeah, no, it's I wouldn't think it'd be the Clash. That would be insane for us to know that Clash got to the point where now it's affecting the market. But I don't know. I feel like it's just different overall. A lot of people are trying new trying new builds, and like there's a lot of other things going on here. But I would imagine Classic Constructed is still I feel like Classic Constructed is still doing pretty well for the format. I feel like that's like the game people are getting into when they're getting into Flesh and Blood. Simply because like while Commoner and Clash are doing really well, there's nowhere near as many armories that are playing these formats. And because of that, you're not, you know, you're not seeing that kind of success. You know what I mean? So I figured out how to monetize Pauper and they'd sell air if they could. I bet they would. Oh my god. I mean, I feel like in a way they found a way. They certainly aren't monetizing it like they are Commander, but Pauper. The reason I also like Pauper so much too is because it's such a the fact that cards will get downshifted from uncommon to common and then just completely wipe out the entire format will just be so insane. But never really no. I don't expect it. I don't expect it to affect the market, right? Clash maybe. Clash might affect the market, but only if one, we get way more eyes on us than we do right now. And two, it's mainly just going to be the specializations. It's not going to be the weapons. It's going to be the specializations or even the mentors, right? But we're not running, you know, $5,000 events, $10,000 events. We're not running, PTIs and gold foil events. We're not doing any of that, and I don't think we're going to be doing any of that anytime soon, unless we get like stuff from LSS to give out to people. But I don't think that's the move. Because if it becomes a little bit more competitive and we have these bigger events, that's when we end up seeing people come in and really try to like spike the stuff. And if they find out what the meta is like, they'll then go ahead and go, okay, cool. Well, if this is the meta, I need to buy these specializations for this hero. And if the hero is good in Classic Constructed as well as they are in Clash, you have things like Victor, right? The Golden Sun is like $7 a card. You have Orm Aegis, which most people don't play in Classic Constructed, but Orm Aegis is like $25 right now. And that's a Victor specialization that I personally would run in Clash. So, I don't know. Okay, that's a good way to put it. Good way to put it. But I do feel that I feel that Clash can do things with the market. I mean, especially when you think about things like if Commoner and Clash does anything for the market, it will make cold foil, common, and rare equipment go up. That's the only thing that I can even imagine being like the thing that people want to do. Because right now it's like cents on the dollar to get cold foil equipment in common and rare, uh, which is super great, right? If you're trying to get like a cold foil weapon for your hero or something, it might be a little bit more, like $5 or something. But then you do have in Clash you have majestic weapons. And the majestic weapons come in cold foil in most cases, so it is really important that that happens. Like cold foil equipment. Yeah, I mean it's because it's good, right? I mean if you can buy a cold foil helmet in common for $1, or buy the regular non-foil one for 50 cents, which one are you gonna buy? The only cold foil common equipment that is really hard to get is WTR stuff. WTR, Arc, and Crew, because you have cold foil, like Goliath Gauntlet, and cold foil Heart and Cross Strap, and cold foil uh, Pistol, and all this other stuff. So there's a lot. Actually, cold foil Pistol, was that a thing? I'm gonna check the market. Let's see. Welcome to Wraith. Let's see, common, and then we'll do oh, why do they have it set up like that? That's weird. That's $60, yeah. Chest, head, and legs. So if we look at this, right, this is welcome to Wraith stuff. All this welcome to Wraith stuff is cents on, like, just cents. But you take a look at Snapdragon Scalers, and Snapdragon Scalers, a first edition Snapdragon Scalers cold foil, because it only came in first ed, $664. $600. Insane for that. Insane for that. Even if you want, I think even a Hope Merchant's Hood is worth a lot. Oh, no. There's no first ed cold foils. $180. $180 for a Hope Merchant's Hood and cold foil. Crazy. And then, of course, you have the cards that you normally will play, like Refraction Bolters, Breaking Scales, Heart and Cross Strap, Goliath Gauntlet, Helm of Eisen's Peak, Barkbone Strapping. All of these cards are incredibly expensive. $316 for a first ed cold foil. Oh, sorry, $420 for a first ed cold foil Refraction Bolter. This is a common equipment piece. Breaking Scales. This is another common equipment piece. $250. Heart and Cross Trap. This one at cold foil, $200. And that's just because this is the set that. This is obviously alpha, right? That's first ed alpha cards. The only time in which I'm just like, damn, I really fucking wish I had these. But then even what let's look at Arcane Rising. Arcane Rising. Arcane Rising. Common. Chest. And arms. What the frick is that? We just started their truck outside and it was like a huge boom. Do wish I had heard about Fab before Monarch. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people did because it was hard to get that stuff. I mean, granted, I think it was like $200 for an alpha box back when Monarch came out as opposed to the 3 grand it is now. But, you know, early printings. Yeah, like I could only imagine a cold foil Mage Masters boots. Yeah, $277, probably more than that. $282 for cold foil Mage Masters boots. Ugh. And like the Null Rune equipment, like I could only imagine. Does it even come cold foil? It does. $200 for a near mint first ed Null Rune helm. Oh, it was 5K a box? I must have been okay. I must have been thinking about something else. Yeah. If I only had a time machine, right? Sort of the day Monarch came out. Ah, I see. It's not bad. Yeah. I'd like to get more of these here, but obviously these are going to be way expensive. Super expensive. So, oh man. But yeah, so we're excited to see that would probably be a big thing that would go up in price is cold foil equipment. But who knows, right? I am just happy I have access to the cards. Right? Just happy I have the cards. Um okay, let's see. About an hour and a half in. I wanted to do some clash testing, but I think I actually might. No, I probably should do some clash testing. What do you think? I wanted to do some, but I have not gotten around to it. Try to get all the card service and go for cold foils. Yeah, I mean that's my concept too. Get everything in its base rarity and then upgrade that. Hmm. Have you been seeing all the commoner slash clash upgrade techs I've been coming out with playtime? I know. I think it was you that said you wanted to see both in a video, and I like doing both. They're about 30 minutes of video, 2 decks, and I think I'm building them fairly well. I'm not sure the whole thing that I don't think is working yet. I want to get gameplay for them, but I don't want to get gameplay for them because at that point, if I'm getting gameplay for them, I need to do 2 different videos. I need to do one for Clash and then one for Commoner. Um, but I like just doing a deck tech and then, we can make a small, like, 30-minute video about, not even a 30-minute, like a 15-minute video about building building a deck, or not building a deck, about playing it into Talishar or something like that. I like the path of making it better personally. Good. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I also like that. I think it's great to see kind of like the rares you switch out into there for other things. I'm trying to keep it towards a theme, you know? Like commoner, obviously I wanted to have a decent amount of power level. Excuse me, goodness. I wanted to have a decent amount of power level, but I didn't want, for instance, I have a Victor video coming out, I think, tomorrow. I have my Victor one. And I didn't want to make a Bravo list for Victor. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to make a Bravo list using Victor stuff. I wanted to be able to utilize the hero text that the hero has and then move forward from there. But I don't know. But I like kind of keeping that theme. I want that theme to be what we get out of it. You know, I want people to look at Victor and go, oh, that's the gold guy, as opposed to, yeah, it's just Bravo without dominate. Like, sure, it's a great way to play the hero, but it's not the same. You know, that's like Max and Dash, right? Dash, Inventor Extraordinaire, and Max Nitro, both of them play nearly exactly the same kind of play style. The only difference is that Max gets to create hyperdrivers and Dash gets to start with hyperdriver. So, Comrade to Blitz the CC. Yeah, it's funny enough, actually, that's also something I had thought about doing too. But I think I'm just going to keep it at the base levels and let me be a stepping stone for people who are looking to start and then go and move into people like, you know, who want to do better deck techs into Blitz and Classic Constructed, because like I don't feel like I'm a very great deck builder, but I feel like I get the general idea done, and I feel like the limitations that the that these budget formats have help me solidify an idea in my head about what I want to do. Because I like that concept. I feel like if people are getting into the game, they should start with Commoner and or Clash, right? Either or, and then move into Blitz, and then move into Classic Constructed. Simply because that way they'll have nearly everything that they've already needed for Blitz. Now they just get an extra version of each of those cards, and you move it into Classic Constructed. I think it's a great stepping stone. I think it's a great curve to be able to learn kind of what your hero does and how they work. Because I think that's the main purpose of me doing a lot of this. The main purpose about me having a lot of these budget formats that I cover is because it's really important that you learn what your hero wants to do and how the cards in your deck work with each other. And I feel like if people just hop into Classic Constructed and they're like, all right, let's get to it. You know, some people will spend like $800 and go, not my play style. I'll move on to another one. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Time is the hard part. That's why I cut off these streams pretty early sometimes, because I'd rather be using my time to make the content than having like a discussion video. I don't know if you guys also saw something that I started doing. I originally had my all of these streams called the Wraith Roundup, right? That's what I would call them, as the Wraith Roundup. But now I think I'm going to call it the Common Language. I think that's just what this whole stream section kind of deal is going to be. is it's going to be a live stream where I just talk about budget stuff for however long, and it's going to be called The Common Language because it's, that's what James White's motto is, right? We all come together under the common language of great games. And so I was like, oh, the common language. He's giving me the spice. And so that's what I did. So not trademarked, but soon to be, hopefully. That's what we're calling this here. So the common language. It's just you, me, us, chit-chatting, having a live stream, hanging out, having a good time. Just all that happened looking at things. No worries. We pretty much just been discussing some market things, discussing more about Clash, checking some other stuff out. So we'll be getting rings as so you have ring rates. Oh my gosh. I wish. Oh, I've been catching up on it. I've been popping in every now and again, Nathan, just checking on it. It sounds to me like a lot of people are really upset they can't play Rosetta in Chain. But they're also happy that they don't have to play Rosetta in Viserai. But they're also mad because we don't have the data. And so I'm just like, that's the whole point. Like, it's really hard in a world where instant gratification is something that people want and crave for us to go wait 9 weeks and we'll see about maybe making a change to where you might be able to see something different. Because we're in the middle of the Clash Bash. We're not just going to be like, guys, I know everybody has started playing games, getting their points together. Rosetta Thorn's back on the menu, baby, and we're unbanning Duskblade. And it's like, oh, God, let's throw everything to the side. I need to play Chain. Like, we have to wait. And more importantly, we want to know where we stand now compared to where we will possibly stand if we do something like making Rosetta available to everybody or making Duskblade available to everybody. And the reason being is that if we don't have the general base level of data, we can't move forward to make changes based around those things. It's all based on data and analytics. It's not we're not just going in there and being like, yep, nobody played Briar. Why did nobody play Briar? I don't know. Like, Briar's not good with Rosetta Thorn? I beg to differ. I bet she's great. So, I don't know. But it sounds a whole lot like the people who talk negatively about Clash want Clash to do well, right? They have these criticisms because they want it to do really well. And that's our plan, right? That's what we want. We want to have this kind of input, this kind of discussion. We want to talk about these things because if we don't, and we just go, you don't know what you're talking about, we'll get out of here, then it's a dictatorship and not, a community run format, which is what we want. So, for so thorny, she is quite thorny. But I don't know. I feel like we have to do something a little bit different for that to happen. Obviously, we don't want to make huge changes immediately, but I know that over time we are going to be doing that. We're going to be diving in and playing around with these concepts and having a fun time, and I really think that that's kind of what we should be about. I realize that my chatbot is not in. Well, it says they're in my chat, but they're definitely not in my chat. kind of wild. Strange. Oh well. Yeah. So I think that's kind of it. Kind of some stuff we wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about just some market stuff, talking about those rainbow foils that are up there. If you find any of those rainbow foils up there for $5, absolutely insane. If you're in Europe and you want to, or really anywhere overseas, and you want to get me a rainbow foil golden glare, a rainbow foil monstrous veil, and then a rainbow foil prized Galea, that would be great, because then I can finally have all 6 helmets there. And honestly, if the helmets that are being won in armories are only going for $25, I might just wait to buy them, because $25 is pretty cheap for these helmets. So gotta say. But I think we might end here. I have a couple videos I want to actually get like set up and going, so that way you guys all have content regularly. Since I already play Commoner, Blitz, CC, UPF, and PvE, might need to get official competitive support from me. I mean, if it happens, right, it happens. I mean, you're already playing PvE, so, and that's not official. There's a lot of formats, so you gotta kind of just choose your favorites. The whole purpose behind it. Do you have your cards? I don't have my cards yet. Hopefully they come in the mail today, if not tomorrow. But we'll see. Once I have them in, I'll go ahead and I'll make a post in the Clash Discord. That's fine. I can do that. 5 weeks for 8 games. I can slam down 3 to 4 games in a day if everybody is free on a Thursday. Because my game shouldn't be... I'm not going to, like... I don't know. I thought about this too, about how it's like... If we're doing best of 3 and it's released like 34 minutes or 30 minutes per game-ish, then like an hour and a half, it's not a ton of time in theory. The only downside is my opponent's schedule, right? If they don't have 2 hours to set aside for this, then, you know, obviously we can't get all 3 games in. But if I can get, you know, 2 games in and I win both of them, we don't have to do a 3rd game. So, I don't know. I'll have to see. Play Super Green and end it quickly. Yeah. I think if it really ends up being a problem where we're like super chill about the format and everything about it, I imagine that we are going to have to probably change it to just be best of 1. Which I'm fine with if that's what we want to do. I know we're mainly doing a best of 3 because we wanted to see what matchups go into what and how things feel and so on and so forth. But if we have to change it to a best of 1, we certainly can. Either that, or we have to make sure that people adhere to a schedule. And if nobody, if we do like week 1, this is the pairings, and then, we whoever doesn't pair or whoever doesn't get their game done during that week, they have to have like a pretty decent excuse. And if they don't get it done by like week 2, then, or by the end of week 1, beginning of week 2-ish, then we just count them as both as a loss. I don't know how that works. Can't play more than 3 games with the hero. That also could work, right? I mean, there's plenty of different options. We can make up our own way to do it if we wanted to. We don't have to strictly go off of somebody else's either. I know a lot of these are just like for data and like, you know, some prizes and so on and so forth, but as long as we can get a general structure down, I think it'd be fine. But yeah, so but you've played in a couple of games, so you know already. I'm sure when I start playing in my games, I'm gonna go, yeah, dude, best of one. Shoot, I wish I was done with this already. Yeah, it is a time commitment. It is a time commitment. I mean, if you're able to do it, if you're able to get 2 games done a week, like if theoretically, if you can get 2 hours out of your day 2 times a week with somebody else, the only downside is it's just there's time schedule issues, you know? Like, you know, if I'm going to play with people who are in Spain, like I have to be up and ready to play at that time that they are ready to play, several hours difference. You know, if people are coming in and learn, you know, from Australia or from you know, Canada or whatever, or like your East Coast or West Coast, whatever it might be. Like I have to be prepared for that. And I have all Thursday off. So Thursdays and Saturdays I have off entirely. And if a game needs to be played on a Friday, I could. But yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. And that's what I mean. I mean, if it's easier, because it sounds like it's just we have a lot of people who have no time on their hands in the Clash Bash right now. Like with me, I work 50 hours a week. The only time I have off is Thursdays, in which most cases I'm doing the stream and then immediately making content afterwards. And then Saturdays I spend with my girlfriend, so I don't do any content at all. And, you know, I don't even have kids. Like, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't. Like, I don't even have kids. I have a cat. And my cat takes care of himself. So, you know, I don't have much time on my hands either. But it is, you know, if I'm trying to juggle this and studying and going to work and making sure to eat, because I often forget to eat, you know, that's what it is. But if best of ones make it easy for everybody, you know, I feel like that's good. I feel like now that we'll have a general idea of what the formats look like, we'll be able to play them, get everything all sorted out, and then we can do that from there. So, but I'm very excited to play in my games. I want to build 2 more heroes, but I do feel like I am pretty much just going to be playing these 2. I do really like them. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the important part. Again, the cool thing about how chill this whole Clash Bash is and how we are on the committee is that we just want to test the waters here, and if it doesn't work, we can change it. That's the whole point there. So yeah. It is wild to me how many people are just upset that Rosetta Thorn is only for Ryer, and that's why they're not playing Clash. Like, I do genuinely wonder what we would see if we were just like, yeah, okay, just don't limit it to Briar. Because Briar has specializations, right? Like, No. I don't play enough Runeblade, so I'd like to. Probably what I'm going to build. I'm probably going to build a chain deck. That's what I'd like to build. I feel like a chain deck would be fun to play. But anywho, I think I'm going to go ahead and pop offline here. I am starting to get a little uncaffeinated because the soda is caffeine free, which is probably why I'm nearly falling asleep in this chair. Approach it from a lore and feel standpoint. No, I agree. And because it's funny, right? Like, you know, you have, Oldham got an elemental hammer. Lexi got an elemental bow. And Rose, what did Briar get? A Runeblade weapon and another Runeblade weapon that never saw the light of day. So, very weird. But anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been a very, very pleasant discussion. I hope to get hopefully some games in soon. We can do some in-person games as well as trying some stuff out in Talishar. I can just get some people from the Discord and play some games in Talishar, kind of get a nice feel for it, and then move on from there. But I am continuing every single day to make Clash a true powerhouse of a format where people can just play the games they want, enjoy the hero they want to enjoy it with not as high of a skill gap or power level that you would need in something like Classic Constructed or in Blitz. And I think we're really doing good. We're spreading the word. We're not being negative. We have a lot of people from different communities who are showing their interest and are being very vocal about the things that they might like to see changed. And we can certainly, as we go through the motions and check that, we will, we'll check with the committee and put it to a vote if need be. But right now, hopefully we can get some good stuff going with the Clash Bash. I know if you guys don't already, let me go ahead and get you guys a link real quick here. I know tomorrow Nathan actually got a... Oh, wait a minute. It's up now. Oh, it's up now. Never mind. Hold on, guys. We got to watch this. Don't worry about me. We got to watch this. Yeah!
Match for you with Riptide and Kasai. It's a bit of a game of cat and mouse. We have Riptide going first. And he's going to just do boring things. For our first time, he's just going to Arsenal card and go ahead and...
Dude, it's so cool. The intro is so cool.
We have Kasai coming in.
I watched it going into the Clash Bash
because we
podcast.
Have Kasai who loves attack reactions. We have Riptide who loves defense reactions. Now it's gonna all be about timing.
Oh, I didn't make you that card yet. So stupid.
I'm super excited to see what happens. It's all right. First up, we got a slice and dice. First one goes for 1. Second attack is gonna go for 3. We're gonna come in with a hot streak.
I think the music's fine.
So hot streak's coming for 3.
Maybe a little bit more of an upbeat music as opposed to lo-fi, action, but
it will then go again automatically. But we see here,
I realize this is
Kasai's probably gonna have to do an attack reaction in order to get it to give it go again.
Dude, me too. It's in all my videos.
It's like what's happening. We got a yellow Blade Runner giving it +2 on the next attack, and then an inertia trap coming in. So
look at you coming in with the card picks here. This is insane.
Hot streak. An inertia trap is when it is greater than its base. Hot streak is greater than its base.
So what did you guys end up using for this? What did you end up using for your your cams here. Did you end up just doing it on Discord? Ah, okay, okay.
Kasai gets a inertia in there.
Yeah, because it looks pretty good.
And because of that, it does ping Kasai.
Your game you're adding on
But
Discord.
1 3 point,
How are
now
you
we're
seeing?
even out. We're at
You feeling that
19.
feels? You think that it feels okay to
Just
you?
that little thing evens it out. That is fantastic. So here's our inertia token on board.
Oh, tiny
We
inertia.
have one floating. That is going to be a Centauri Saber coming in. I believe, let's see here, it's going to be 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7 from the Blade Runner. So it's going to be Centauri Saber coming in for 7 on turn 1.
That was good quality, but it works.
Yeah,
Ah,
turn
okay.
That is a lot of damage coming in, but
I'm
Riptide
actually
has a lot of options.
genuinely thinking about buying those like streamer, the streamer dice. Oh my gosh, he was in here a second. Degenerate Cardboard Enthusiast. He makes the streamer pack of dice for like $30. You get like the big dice. I genuinely thought about buying one, so that when we started doing streams
There's
here,
a lot of things in there that can come in. We could see another inertia token. There's lots of stuff that can happen. So
it's me. I also think that works
Kasai does
perfect.
have-
By the way,
should have a card
the
in
ad
hand, right?
down
1,
there.
2, 3. Yeah, Kasai has a card in hand.
I think that works totally fine.
Riptide's
But if
just
you want
blocking
something
for
else,
2.
I will.
It's gonna take 5, going down.
I will
to
make it.
14. All right, we got an arsenal and we have a pass. Oh wait, no, sorry, we don't have an arsenal. We do have an inertia token in there, so the inertia token pops. It's gonna put that at the bottom of the deck, and then the pitch card should go down below. I'm listening to the players right now. They are discussing, hey, that should go down first, and then you do there. So if that's not the case, let me know. But that's how we're hearing the players discuss it. So now it's gonna go over to Riptide. Let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, as an instant brush off, which is going to trigger.
Oh, no
Riptide,
worries.
So Riptide can put a card in.
Yeah, I'm
Arsenal.
fine with the ad. The ad's fine
And
there.
we're popping Blossom of Spring. What do we got? Oh, we got a Death Touch for 6. What a crazy good play.
Play Brush
a lot
Off?
of work to get that Death Touch in there, but
I'm
hey, it
confused.
works,
Why did he play
and
Death?
it
Why did
gets
he
us
play
through.
Brush Off?
We are blocking for 6. That is 1 blood on our hands. Because I just blocked with 1 blood on our hands, which means there's only 1 more in the deck. That is a big deal. And then Riptide is arsenaling and passing.
Oh, that's right. Riptide's ability. That's right. Yeah, what he does. Also,
Kasai checking.
Not to bash, pun intended, but I think it is kind of funny that knowing that you are the Nathaniel who is playing this, but you are commentating like it's not you, and I think it's really, it's really like it's an interesting touch. It's very much so like a fourth wall break kind of deal.
Deck,
You're doing great, buddy.
Turn on Kasai's ability, I'm assuming. Looks like we got 3 yellows and a red in there, so we can't quite do it this turn. And we're gonna attack with Hot Streak just for 2 damage. Anything special in there. Riptide takes 2, and then there's an arsenal in there. Ooh, I think Kasai had a terrible hand there. That is not great hand. When you see them pitch a yellow like that, you know they're relying on that attack action in order to give it go again. Riptide has a lot of damage. You wouldn't want to break your boots on that. You need the defense. You need the defense in this in order to Make sure
Rippy's.
make sure that
Dude, Riptide's an insane hero. Can we just talk about how insane Riptide is?
So we got Lace with Blood Rot coming in. We got Death Dealer triggering. And the
That's
card
why,
goes
that's why I'm
face
so
up.
happy I'm
That
playing
is a
Dromai.
blue
I
infecting shot.
don't want anything to do with
that
that
is
shit.
good on for Kasai. Poor Riptide though. It is only going to come in for 6 at this point. You want to get a little bit more out of that, so let's see what Riptide's going to do. They did get a card. They have 2 cards out of it. Ooh! He gets a Lace.
Oh
with
my god.
Frailty down, so it's going to give it another +3.
Oh
The
my
arrows coming in
god.
for 9 damage with 2 Blood Rots and a Frailty token. That is a lot.
It's a shame that's a blue
Let's see what this
infecting
Kasai is
shot,
going
but
to block with. And we do have 1 card in hand. We had 2 floating. Ooh.
pummel.
This, do you just give up your whole hand? Like, what do you
You
do
can't
here?
pummel it. I'm just fucking around.
That is a lot. Okay, block 9. Oh, and we do see a raise an army block in there. Okay,
Wow.
fully blocked there. All right. That's that's a good block in there.
Huge turn. Huge turn. I mean,
do
I
have,
certainly a good block.
The ability to trigger Kasai the next turn. All right, what's Kasai going to do? Yep, triggering Kasai's ability. So for everybody who can't, if you see that card there, it might be too small for you to read it. You have to banish 2 reds, 2 yellows, and then it is the next turn a weapon hit, create a gold token. This turn, the next time a weapon hits this turn, create a gold token. So coming in with a hot streak for 2,
I'll straight for 2.
and there is a
On hit gold.
token behind that, as you can see right there, that representing there.
See, that's why it's so nice, because you can
What have we got here? What is Riptide gonna pull up?
you can quite literally just go, okay, cool. If you're not
Our
gonna
Riptide's
block
not
it,
blocking.
I get a
Moving
gold.
into reactions
If you do
instead.
block it,
Oh, Kasai passed on reaction. All right. Tar Pit Trap comes in, and if it has go again, your effect doesn't trigger. The next time something hits, your effect doesn't trigger.
oh, well, that's
Oh no, it's the next time an attack action.
yeah,
hits,
that
so
doesn't
it's not
matter at
triggering.
all.
It's an attack action, so it wouldn't affect that in. But it didn't trigger on there. So give it go again. The go again didn't trigger. Kasai did it after, which then allows Kasai.
Yeah,
Kasai
that
not
Tar Pit
to
Trap
do
only
any
works on
damage
attack
from
action, so if you
Riptide.
swing with weapons,
We
you're
do have
good.
2. No cards in hand. This is a gold that's hitting. Oh ho ho! And Riptide blocks for 3. Not getting gold today, Kasai. And there are no more blocks. There's no reactions, nothing. That was a great play from
Fun,
Riptide.
fun.
Totally stuffed Kasai in there.
Yeah, the the lo-fi is kind of nice. I don't know. I like it. I'm a sucker for it. Go towards the end.
All right, what do we got going here? Oh my goodness.
Holy shit! 3 to 6.
Oh.
Hold on.
You know, get them down to 0.
3 to 6.
Okay, giving them 2. What the heck? Coming in with
Oh, a big turn right here. Is this what I'm making?
card.
A death
Lace
touch with a lace.
inertia. Coming in for
To a
7.
Bolton shot.
Riptide is just showing how powerful he is.
God dang! Look at you throw all that
Coming
armor
in
at
with
him.
those crazy good arrows, high numbers, buffing them up, hitting all those breakpoints. Like, that is absolutely phenomenal. Kasai doesn't have armor to stop that breakpoint. You either give your hand or you're taking it. Oh my goodness! Kasai is taking
Right.
the full 7 and getting an inertia token.
Yeah, death touch into
What
Bolton shot.
the heck are they thinking? 3 is such a dangerous number.
That's huge.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, the blood.
There is our blood on our hands turn.
Did you only have one copper?
Size taking.
No, you had a lot.
Full 7. Oh my goodness, they're trying to finish it off. They're trying to just get it over with.
You had 6
and
copper.
Finish this game off. 6.
Did I miss you? Did you end up hitting with High Striker? God damn if you did.
Hand, or you're going to, get them down to 0.
High Striker. The High Striker plays. Let's go.
Okay, giving them 2.
Card's
we do have 6 copies,
stupid
so
into
we
Kasai.
every mode twice. Oh my goodness. Oh, and we're triggering Kasai behind that.
Boom.
So just so we know, Blood on Our Hands is you have 3 different modes. You can pay for it twice. 1 copper per mode, per payment. So you can put down 2 +1/+1 counters on your weapons. You can make your weapons have go again. So if you want both of them to have go again, you have to pay 2 copper. And you can allow them to attack twice. If you want both your weapons to attack twice.
Oh my god, what a blow up turn here for 6 life.
6 copper total. Okay.
Oof. That's rough. This is gonna be hard.
Oh. Coming in with Hot Streak, 3 attack. And again.
Wow.
1 art.
So you did 1 mode for each weapon, right?
Oh, we get a Frailty Trap. That's going to be if it triggers go again. So you create a Frailty, and you're going to ping Kasai down to 2.
Damn, that's a pretty good trap to play into this, because now your weapons have -1.
Token. And we did pop the we popped the Gallantry Gold, so that is going to counter effect that. So Gallantry Gold.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
push it
yeah.
up,
Jesus.
Give all your weapons +1.
I didn't know. Yeah, you popped a gold.
That. What a crazy play! Look at that. So now it's coming in for 2. We spent that 1 on Gallantry Gold. That is just nuts. All right. Riptide is not blocking. They're both calling no reaction. And Riptide's going to take the 2. Okay, so we have a gold.
Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
Why did he take 2? Didn't he just block with this?
We do have that, so
No,
we're going to
you
pitch
didn't
2.
get
We're
the
going to
gold.
draw a card.
No, you did. Oh, okay. Oh, you swung with Hot Streak and then one swung with Hot Streak. That's right.
So now it's coming in for 3 instead of 4 because of that frailty. That frailty coming in clutch. Stopping all that.
Yeah, I was like, I think this should be
3 extra
4
damage that's stopping. 2 of that is on breakpoints. Like, that is nuts.
Well, because you have...
Blocking
it's because you blocked an attack reaction here. Because it should be... It's 2. You pump with Gallantry. It should... No, it should be 3. Oh, no, you've got +1 to your attack through Blood on Our Hands, too, right? So, yeah, it should be 4.
Okay, so
it
now it's
was.
going up to 4 because of that trigger. Now, Centauri Saber does keep that when Kasai attacks one more time with that Centauri Saber, it's going to keep that +1 on there. So that next attack is going to be 4. Oh, we are breaking the hood of Red Sand. We pay 1. We have to banish a red and yellow. If it hits, you get to draw a card.
This is a sick turn, dude. Are you kidding me?
We don't have any cards in hand. Kasai has no cards in hand. She's gonna draw up. What?
Yeah, but you draw a card, then you get to attack your weapons for free.
Oh! Spike Pit coming in here. This card is absolutely insane. Let's read it together. When this defends, the attacking hero has played or activated a reaction. This chain link. Put the top card of their deck on their graveyard, and then they lose X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard with that name. Okay, looks like Kasai accidentally put the High Striker in their banish zone. They're putting it up there in their graveyard. Oh my gosh!
What?
It's gonna trigger. It's gonna take one from that, and Riptide triggers. And it
You lost
out
to
Kasai.
Riptide trigger? No
What
way.
just happened?
Holy
Riptide coming out
shit.
and stealing the game right during a blood on her hands turn. So
God, that's so
powerful,
funny.
so good, such great stuff from our player. Whew. That right there is why we're doing the Clash Bash. What a phenomenal game.
Amazing. I cannot believe you got your ass rocked by a spike pit trap and the ping from Riptide. Wow. Well, this is another reason why I'm playing Droma in this format. Because fuck that shit. Oof. My gosh. My gosh. All right. Well, anyway, if you guys didn't go check that out, the Clash Bash is also, a lot of their matches are being held over on the Fab Clash Hub. So I highly suggest that if you are not already following this channel, you certainly should be. I know Nathan and I just did a episode 1 of our podcast, Clash Course, where we talk a little bit about dark horses in Flesh and Blood Clash formats, as well as kind of how we got into the format, so on and so forth. But Rip Kasai no get a god damn. And to think that if you didn't pop that hood, you would have won. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's insane. So go check out the channel if you have not already. And it's where we're going to be posting most of our Clash stuff. Obviously, I'm still posting Clash and Commoner stuff on my channel, but of course, if you want to see a little bit more games, stuff that Nathan does for the channel there, definitely go check it out. Oh, good. He's got, yeah, there you go. A lot of stuff planned for the channel, so that's going to be very good. And once I think, I don't know when you unlock community posts. Oh, you already have them unlocked. Okay. There you go. I couldn't remember because I know originally YouTube only had, they only had posts. They only had community posts available after like 500 subscribers or something. So it is good that they have that to you. To my own games. I'm down to commentate. If you send me the file, I can always go ahead and talk over it. Yeah. Give me something to do. But yeah, so check that out. If you guys want to see some more Clash content, obviously, like I said, we are working on getting more Clash content out to everybody. So do make sure to check that out. And if you have any questions, the Clash Discord is in the description down below. So you can always go ahead and check that out there. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and hop on offline. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. That's fine. I'm down. I'm going to hop offline. So thanks so much for hanging out. You guys have been amazing. Super wonderful. Happy to always have you guys here. And as always, remember to be kind to yourself and to others. And I will see all of your beautiful faces probably next Thursday. So, all right, everybody. Nerd out.